Well, good morning. We're back in the world of Eternum, and as you can see, we are down on the beach shores of Monarch's Bluff, picking up some flint. It turns out somebody is buying some flint at the trading house, so before I get started, I decided to come grab some and sell it, make up a little bit of that gold I spent on all the gear yesterday, or day before yesterday. It also gives me a chance to talk because it's a lot easier to do that when I'm not thinking about what quest I'm going to, coming from, what I need to kill, you know. So, there was a patch early this morning. The servers went down at 1 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I don't know how long they were down for because obviously by that point I was in bed. But some of the things that they did fix, from what I can tell in the patch notes, they nerfed the chests. So the chest you see at farms and stuff, they decreased the amount of refining mats that were dropping out of them. Apparently they had tweaked those to increase the amount of mats or materials, but apparently the increase was so extreme that these refining mats were just dropping like rain from the sky, and as a result whole economies were starting to tank. So not a good thing, and granted, not the greatest thing for me to have less materials that I can acquire, but at the same time, the rarity of those materials means that they'll sell better. So it's a give-take situation. I will wait and see what the trading house looks like over the next few days to see if it helped or not. Another thing they talked about in this patch is the transfer tokens, which it sounds like they will slowly be rolling out. A very wise decision, if you ask me. It sounds like originally there were a few bugs in transfers, and by few bugs I mean a transferred character showing up missing limbs or a head. Probably not the best thing in the world. And it sounded like the characters were just showing up more corrupted or lost than actual character. However, having said that, they are starting with the AP Southeast server of Utopia, which they will monitor as people transfer. And if nothing bad happens during that time, they will open up transfers to all of AP Southeast as they continue to monitor on a wider range any potential pitfalls. And if after that they still see that things are stable, things aren't super buggy, then they will open up transfers to all regions. Now, some things about transfers. People are going to get one free transfer token. This is per account, not per character. And that transfer token remains in your possession forever. So if you choose not to use it for 2 years, and then say the third year you decide you need to transfer servers, and at that time you can use it. If you use it right away, great, you use it. Now, once you've used it, the next time you decide to transfer a character, you will have to pay for it. At this time, we don't know how much that's going to cost or what that's going to look like. But, yeah, you will have to pay for it past the first free one. Now, there are some things you would need to take into account as you prepare to move a character. Everything that you have in your house, everything you have in your storage, on your character, all that moves with you. Your character quest progression and crafting progression, that stays with you. And hold on a minute. Okay, we're back. Apparently, scam callers like to call first thing in the morning, or at lunch, or in the evening. It doesn't matter to them. But where was I? Oh, right. So, things in your house, things on your person, things on your storage transfer over with you. Quest progression, crafting progression, all that stuff transfers over with you. Now, your company associations do not transfer over with you, obviously, nor do friends list, as a friends list is server specific. And if you're transferring, you cannot transfer to a world that is considered full or is under maintenance. And by considered full, it sounds like that doesn't mean that there constantly has a queue, but that it constantly has a very long queue. So there's going to be, it sounds like, quite a few transfer options available, which will be very good. It's something else that I saw in the patch notes, which I haven't had any experience with yet because I haven't even gotten my first Azoth staff, much less a tier 4 or 5 one. But they have fixed those. Apparently, corruptions of that level were not able to be closed. And that made it difficult to do a whole bunch of other things because closing those corruptions also meant getting certain rare materials that you needed to create keys for expeditions. Now, so that sounded like a big chain, I guess a domino effect. And from the sounds of things, that has been remedied. So that's a very good thing. Because at some point, I'm sure I will be doing some corruption portals, and to know that I can do that and things will work according to plan, that just makes me more eager to want to do that. A couple of things that they gave us, and by giving us, I mean these are little silly things, but they gave us the title The Stoic for all our patience and waiting. To me, that's actually, let's see if that is available already, because that actually is something that I don't think it shows up in here. Okay, that shows up under character, bio. So I got my Eternum Discoverer, which I got for being an alpha tester. Nope, it's not there yet. Okay, so it did say it might take up to 24 hours for that to show up. But yeah, its Stoic title is about as perfect a title as we can get for me. And the other thing that they gave us for free in the store, so this is a store thing. If you go under emotes, you can unlock the waiting emote for free. And that looks like, where is it? This. I like that hand on hip. In my world, that hand on the hip, head cocked to the side pose isn't waiting. That's a, excuse me, what did you just say? suppose. But, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Alright, so I headed back up to Monarch's Bluff because I think we've got about 35 gold or so worth of flint on us. And y'all don't want to sit there and watch me do this all day long. Alright. And since we're at Monarch's Bluff, now we have a quest to do for Oh wow, his name, I forgot it. The Hermit. Soul Warden Commander. Jonas. His name is Jonas. So we have a quest to do for Jonas. And that is going to get us the haft of our Azov staff. But there's also a couple of quests around Monarch's Bluff, and we're going to see if any of those interest us. Well, they all interest us because we need some gold right now. Flint. And I'm going to sell him 400. So that's actually almost 38 gold. I will take it. That was some quick gold. Oh, and here's one of our quest givers. Urbanus Bixford.
Monarch's Bluff is a special place. A place where anyone can feel safe and welcome, regardless of where they came from or even what kind of person they are.
Well, it's civilized.
Yes, you understand. That's why we have to protect this settlement, whatever it takes. We've had a bit of a misunderstanding with the settlement in Windsor, but we need to look after ourselves first.
Exactly what kind of misunderstanding?
There's a brooch, an heirloom of sorts. We had agreed to give it to them as a gesture of goodwill, but the courier carrying the brooch was waylaid by the withered. The brooch was lost.
So maybe somebody should go get it back.
Oh, I hoped you'd volunteer. The courier took the north road. So check the withered at the mines de Miclo, go and reclaim it, but then bring it back here. It's a finders keepers situation at that point.
Okay, I didn't really volunteer for that job. All I said was somebody should go get it. I didn't say I was going to be that somebody. But, okay, if I happen to come across it, because I think I'm headed in that general direction, I'll let you know. Okay, so we have 2 more down here. We got our survivalist Thornton here.
How are things? I hear Bixford and Seville still got their heads up their butts. We gotta do something.
Got any ideas?
Hate to say it, but Gomes is right. We need to be finding allies. I got an idea. It's a little out there, but it might at least earn us a friend.
Hey, worth a shot.
So, Survivalist Lee is influential over in Everfall. He's got an obsession with fashion. Clothes, you know. I know, right? But bring him some ancient textiles as a gift, and we'll have at least one ally out there.
Okay, so we want to give Fancy Pants some fabrics. Gotcha. And where is that one located? So right now we got this line of quest. Oh, and we have a point. Trading tax, storage. We're going to go with trading tax. And trading tax here is a little high. But we have a line, and we have one more person to talk to, which is this lovely Gertie.
Are you the one I've been hearing about? Yes, you must be. You match the description.
People talk around here, you know.
And what exactly are they saying?
They say you've been quite a help, and I was like, well, why haven't they helped me? But then I realized, silly Gary, it's because you haven't asked. Yes, honey! Honey's so delicious, it's called devil's honey. It also comes from devil's gorge. Collect my honeycombs and I'll give you a taste. But whatever you do, don't touch anything in devil's gorge except those apiaries.
Alright, so she wants me to go gather some honey from Devil's Gorge. And that quest, well, would you look at that? All these quests are marching along in a nice, neat little line. So I think we're going to go down, and we're going to start with the fashion one and work our way up. I think that'll work. And that'll give us a chance to maybe gather a few more things. Maybe find a few things. That would be nice. Find some pages or something. Maybe even do a little more talking. Actually, there is something I would like to talk about on a slightly more serious discussion of the game. I had the pleasure of listening to the latest video by Upper Echelon Gaming, or Gamers, and he was talking about the broken state of the game. Now, I listened to the video. I mean, I didn't just listen to the first 2 minutes and go, oh, you're full of shit, and turn it off. I listened to the video, and then I let that sink in, and I listened to it a second time, and at that point, I was like, yeah, I mean, I feel for the guy. I understand what he's saying, where he's coming from. Because he talked about things that I haven't noticed in the game, because one, I'm still pretty low level and haven't done a lot of the content. And two, there's just some content I don't do at all, like PvP. So he was talking about where the game was broken and how the game kind of has two phases. You've got phase number one, where is people like me who are really enjoying the game because we're really low or slow levelers, and we enjoy certain types of content like the questing, like the exploring, gathering, crafting. So to us, this game meets our needs quite nicely. But then he talks about also some aspects of the game which are beyond my knowledge, because they're things I don't do, that are broken. And it sounds like they are very much broken. Things like, well, the in-game content, which we were talking about, the portals and the Azov staffs, that part it sounds like they might have fixed. The drop rates for certain really rare resources at tier 4 being ridiculously low or pretty much non-existent. And of course, if you're not getting your resources at tier 4, you can't progress to tier 5. That's a bit of an annoyance. That's actually more than a bit of annoyance coming from a crafting standpoint. That's really annoying. What are we doing over here? We got... Oh, okay. I know what we got over here. But yeah, I mean, those were actually the more minor complaints that he had. There were much more serious complaints, like the taxation framework for companies. Apparently, it's brutal and it's hurting companies. It's bleeding them dry. Especially smaller companies, it makes it impossible for them to compete in this framework. And while taxation is definitely part of the game, and it kind of is in place, one is a bit of realism, to probably to keep big companies from just taking everything over. When it becomes too much that the little companies can't compete, then that's not a good thing either. So that was something else that was brought up in his video, and I can see, coming from a business perspective, how something like that is going to end up being harmful. Something else he mentioned, and this is, it seems like the big one, is things like the PvP is just broken. And the thing he specifically mentioned was how in 50 versus 50 PvP, people are exploiting things quite a bit. Apparently there is some sort of ability to exploit that basically lags out the war, and people are using it to win wars by basically lagging out their enemy. Totally rude and unsportsmanlike, but there are people that are just that way. And the fact that they have found an exploit like this to begin with, that means there is something wrong with the game. Look, we got another point. But apparently there are other exploits aside from this one where people are using it to lag out the wars. And I'm not going to list any other exploits here because, you know, I'm not going to sit here and give people ideas for how to exploit the system. But let's just say that it does sound like these are things that need to be addressed and fixed. Oh, look, I have a whole party here. Okay. Thank you, dude. You just brought me a whole bunch of things that I could kill. I got that quest done a whole lot faster. Alright, so we're gonna come back up here. Come on. Come on. Alright, so that's done. Where are we going next? We're going up this way. And we're going to... I'm going to kill this thing because it's looking pretty horrible to begin with. Now, which way are we going? Yep, we're going up that way. Alright. So yeah. And I listened to his video twice, like I said, and you could tell he's really frustrated. He really wants to love this game, but in the state it's in, for him, it's unplayable. As we can tell, for me, it's perfectly fine because, like I said, I'm a much lower leveler. I enjoy taking in the whole experience. So this is just fine for me. But what if I were to get up to end game and there were things that I discovered that were to me broken? I would want somebody to hear me. I wouldn't want people to just sit there and go, oh man, you're full of shit. It's not broken. What are you talking about? Oh, looks like I need to go up in here. And I may not be a PvPer, but I believe PvPers exist in the game. In fact, I want them to exist in the game. Half of this game isn't involved warring with other companies or between factions to keep control of territory. I would like my own faction to control a territory or 3 so that everybody can benefit from it. And I want there to be, territories controlled by different factions so that there can be that dynamic content. Oh, hi. How are you doing? I'll take the saltpeter, thank you. All right, and I'll take this chest. What are we doing up in here anyway? Oh, it looks like we're doing our honey here. Okay, so we must be near where we need to be now. Sorry, kind of got quiet for a minute, sitting there just looking at everything, concentrating on killing stuff. And where were we? Where were we? Oh, we were talking about PvP. Or specifically, how our PvP brothers and sisters deserve a little love too. And they do. Like I said, they are as important to this game as anyone else. In fact, in certain situations, even more important. So, you know, maybe their thoughts and opinions should be taken into account. It doesn't sound like they have been lately. You know, give them the content that they want. Give them some PvP content. Give them a reason to PvP. You know, give them the better rewards. Give them a territory or two that is PvP only. That you can't even go into it unless you're flagged up. And don't worry about us PvPers whining that we can't get into it, or that we're being gate kept, or, you know, whatever. We're not. We have the same ability as anyone else to get into the territory. We just have to flag up. If we choose not to, that is not on the game. That's on us. So, you know, I think it would be a great compromise to have a couple really high level territories that you have to flag for PvP in order to even get into them. That's just me. I think the PvPers deserve some love too. I think we should be able to get along. Oh, and another thing about PvP. So you know how you have the PvP leveling? Or the PvP, yeah, level balancing. So if this lower level PvPer runs into this higher level PvPer, then their stats and stuff are boosted, so they have something of a fair chance. Now remember when this was first introduced in beta, it didn't work out so well because it was so overpowered on the side of the lower level player that the higher level players were actually getting their butts kicked. And then they changed it, they nerfed it to the point where it's kind of on the higher level player side again. It doesn't sound like you can tweak that really well. But what about doing a level gated? So, say that level 60 can't attack that level 40 unless that level 40 attacks them first. So say that level 40 character decides, hey, I want to go up that level 60. Now I think I can take him. And they start attacking that level 60, then suddenly the level 60 can go, oh, really? You just hit me 3 times. Now I can attack you back. And you would probably get a lot more balanced PvP without, lower level character or people with lower level characters complaining, well, that level 60 attacked my level 40 and I didn't stand a chance against him, blah, blah, blah. So, but instead go, well, that level 60 can't attack the level 40, but if the level 40 attacks the level 60 first, and say you have to hit them 3 times or 2 or 3 times in order for the PvP to trigger, then suddenly, well, all bets are off. So, you know, something like that. I don't know if it would work because I don't PvP, but it sounds like it might be worth a chance. Oh, and look, we have a note here. Note for Stinky. Tucked in the outhouse door of the Devil's Pit. Stinky, we were hoping you'd join our hunt, but your odor is spooking all the game, so we're headed out on our own. Don't know what you've got spoiling in them guts of yours, but you can expel it in solitude. We've had enough of it. Once we've bagged a bear or two, we'll be back to let you out. Hopefully your os will have said its piece by then. Okay, so apparently somebody had some a bad case of something, and their buddies locked them in the outhouse. So are they still in here? Oh no, it does look like they might have gotten out. But if their guts are spewing up some stinky stuff, that suggests to me that their guts are probably, they probably turned into one of these retchers that, well, pretty much empties its guts all over you. Which is kind of disgusting. Star metal. Need 100 mining. Where is my mining anyway? I have a weapon mastery. Let's see, what do we want to do? Intimidating rush. Final countdown. Well, you do sturdy grip. Okay. We're coming down here because this is the Mines de Moclo, and we need to defeat some things and find the brooch. And the brooch is being held onto by this thing here. And we have a brooch. We also have another page. The plight of a gambler. Just one more. These damned walking cadavers, their blank eyes glowing red, mocking me. My wounds cloud my head, but just one more. Okay. Even a gambler knows when to fold them. So we have gotten our brooch. Now we just need to kill 12 of these fellas here. Or 10 of them. Not 12. But that's fine. That gives us a chance to go find some chest and maybe acquire a few more refining mats. Right. We're up to 3. Yeah, I figure their friend Stinky became one of those guys. We got here. We're up to 7. We can go back a couple different ways. Think I'm going the right way? Does it matter? We'll get there. Right. One more. Anything here? Nope. Oh, there you are. I know I hadn't killed you yet. It seems to me we're still getting plenty of those mats from those chests. This is everything we got just in this short trip. That's still quite a bit of stuff. I'm not sure they've nerfed this nearly enough. Alright, so where are we now? We're actually going the wrong way. We'll go this way. Well, going that way was a good choice. Look at this iron. We are getting the iron. Okay, now, back to what we were doing, which appears to be, finally, Jonas's quest. And we can go this way. Oh, more iron. Wow, this is a good place for it. Oh, and I see a thing coming. He's going to disturb me while I'm gathering, of course. But he managed to wait off until I was actually done. Very kind of him. So we've actually managed to get like 114 ore. And another turkey. It's not too bad, the texture for the road. Need a little bit more shadowing in the cracks and crevices to make them look a little more three-dimensional. But maybe scale down the texture mapping a tiny bit so it doesn't look so stretched out. Other than that, it's a pretty good facsimile of a dirt road. Oh, look at those pink clouds in the sky. Oh, excuse me. Because we know what I have to do now. It's too bad I can't hide the character when I want to take a really good landscape shot. Okay, enough being a tourist. Yeah, that would be wonderful if we could hit a key and hide our character long enough to take a screenshot, a landscape screenshot without them in it. That would be awesome. You know, just something to think about. Got this guy over here. Well, let's kill you. And this guy just does not even notice I'm there. Okay, so where are we headed? We are headed this way. We're headed to this place up here. And should be able to take this road up. I know I don't necessarily need to take the roads, but it does help me learn the area, because once I've taken the road a few times and I've seen the surrounding area, and then I find it easier to move without being on the road. Wow, I was actually able to see that in the dark. Okay, that's a good job. They actually made that easy to spot, even with low light. Make sure. Yep, just go northwest. Now I wonder if, like the people, the torches are long lasting too. Probably not. Don't think it works quite that way. What's that? That's called a wolf. Alright, so probably eat too. And we're headed down into here. We're going to take a quick break first. So where can we hide our character? Well, hopefully that'll be safe enough. And we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And it looks like we have been at this for a little while, so we're going to finish this quest. Hopefully it won't take too long. And turn in because we don't want to go too much over an hour. We've been doing that a little bit lately. So now somewhere in here is our Azoth stuff. Alright, got you out of the way. Now, if I remember right, this thing was a pain in the butt to find the first time. Because it is somewhere in here, but it is like hidden. Oh, we got some chests though. Alright, let's grab these. Now, which way are we going? I see a light shining up there. Bet you that's what we need. Can we get up there from here? We can. Open cache. And we found our haft. Well, I guess all that work I went through to find it the first time paid off, because I was able to find it much easier this time. Alright. Back out. Which way are we going? I think we're going this way. Towards the light. Yeah, hush. Go away. Okay, so which we are out of there. And we're going around. Turkey. Grab some berries. Well, there's some nice bunch of berries over here. And some herbs and everything. Or if you want to do some cooking, you can make a nice berry compote just from what you find here. Is that more berries? Holy Havana, I found like the mother load of berries. Come on. Come on. Let's get the rest of this stuff and get move on. Got it all? Think so? Good. Yep. Alright. Now, let's head back. We're going that way, towards the settlement. Excuse me. Could you die, please? Thanks. Thank you for playing. Goodbye. And that is Pirate Cove, a pirate haven up there. Can you see it? That cave that we were just in, actually, one of the tunnels goes into that place. They've taken an old boat, old vessel, and turned it into part of their fortress up there. Which is very clever. Of course, nobody ever said pirates weren't clever. They are. They can be. Just like any other human. Okay, get out of my way. Look at those clouds. Ooh, look at the outline of the mountains behind the cloud, or in front of the clouds. I like that. I know, I'm being a tourist again. It's like, goodness gracious, Miss Bella, would you quit being a tourist? And I'm like, nope, gotta be a tourist. Why wouldn't we want to be a tourist? It's fun. You mind? That was very rude of you. It looks like we actually need to go down there. Because we're going right up into the pirate place again. Which, if we had time, we would certainly do that. But we do not have time right now. We want to get back to the settlement. Not fight with a bunch of more pirates. So we're going this way. And yep, they're using their masts as actual masts. I mean, they're still using them for what they are, as watch out. And we got a deckhand up there with a big old axe. And he's down. Wow, I look like a disco rave after I've used my weapons. Nothing wrong with that. Going. And another pirate. Guess we're still running through pirates. I guess we are. Okay. I guess we're still running through lots of pirates. Well, we might as well grab this supply crate while we're here. Are we still going? It doesn't matter. We're having fun doing this. We get anything good? No, not really. We'll just break it into parts. And got our buddy up there practicing their throwing technique. We'll leave her alone. She doesn't seem like she gets a whole lot of company up there. And that was actually a pretty nice loop. All those things in a nice straight line. And we got them all done pretty quick. And we're going to go ahead and grab these chests again real quick, because why not? If they've nerfed the stuff, might as well start paying attention to them again. Actually, if you think about it that way, it was probably a smart move to nerf them. Because before it was like, you know, if I run across a chest, I'll snag it. Otherwise, I'm not worried about it. Now it's like, yeah, I kind of have to pay attention to those things again, because they're not giving as much stuff. And of course, it means that other people are going to have to put in more work to get all this stuff that they then turn around and sell. Well, I killed the turkey right next to the thing I was trying to kill. See what we got. We're still getting a lot of mats from those. So I don't know how much they exactly nerfed it, but they might want to consider nerfing it again. And when somebody who loves crafting and gathering says that, you know there's probably a problem. Alright, so we are going this way. Oh, Got something in here. We got a doe that's stuck in the retreating position. We got a page that I've read already. I don't need to read it 50 times, especially since it's exactly one line. We'll put her out of her misery since she's never going to get unstuck. And it was either me do it or the game do it. And I could definitely use the skins. Alright, so a lot of gathering on the way back. Nothing wrong with that. They finally fixed the supply cache so you don't have to jump through hoops to get to it. And we're back at Monarch's Bluff, in which we have 3 of our 4 quests to turn in here. So we are going to do that. We're going to turn those in real quick, and then we'll be done for the day. Actually, 2 of our 4 quests here, because one of them I believe we have to go see Admiral Lee for.
I knew you'd come through. The brooch is now safe and sound in Monarch's Bluffs, where it belongs, whether Windswood likes it or not.
Everybody seems to be just a tiny bit greedy. Okay, so that one's done. Looks like I popped up a new one somewhere, which we'll look at next time. But we will go talk to Geardy here. I think she pronounces her name Geardy.
There's my honey. I mean, my honeycombs. I wasn't calling you my honey. That would be absurd. But yes, this is fantastic. I'm gonna whip us up some honey cakes right away.
Okay.
You did me a good turn with my devil's honey. I'm thinking I might have another favorite of ours, if you've got the time.
Alright, spill it.
Seeing as how everyone is talking about battening down the hatches here to protect against corruption, I think we need to stock up on booze. And I think I might know a spot to get our hands on some perfectly aged wine from the old world.
And where would this be?
Couple of shipwrecks out on the coast, the Dagger and the Grey Mist. If you'll go there and grab as many jars of wine as you can find, we'll shack up and ride this thing out. I mean, not just the 2 of us, but everyone in the settlement, of course.
Okay. She's so delightfully awkward. And over there is a new quest. And like I said, we'll go take a look at that next time. But I think it is time to call it for the day. So until next time, bye for now.